All right, good morning, and thank you so much for waking up with us on Daybreak this Tuesday morning. I'm Matt Howerton.
And I'm Dia Wall. We got a lot to get to this morning. Before we do, though, we have traffic anchor Erica Lopez, meteorologist Greg Fields to help you get the day started. How's the commute this morning?
Right now, just one crash, downtown Dallas area. Otherwise, pretty clear and quiet out here for your Tuesday.
All right, not looking bad out there right now. It's still going to be steamy, though. Still going to have to deal with that heat and humidity. We are talking about some rain chances a little bit later this week. But yes, get set to sweat again today. Taking you out this morning, here's what you need to know. The heat and humidity, yes, that summer-like heat, humidity, it's going to continue right on through the end of the week on into the upcoming weekend. So just get accustomed to it. Things aren't going to change much at all with that summer-like pattern settling in across North Texas. The highs going to be well into the 90s. That heat index is going to be up around 100 today, but I think we will be over that as we head toward the latter half of the weekend. As I mentioned, some low rain chances that we'll get into as well a little bit later this week. Again, this morning, we'll have those low clouds rolling through. You see that at our studios here in downtown Dallas, 76 degrees, those south winds at 15. Everyone, again, mid-upper 70s as you head out to Denton here at 76, along with Terrell and Canton here this morning, 74, getting out to Mineral Wells. So here's that day planner. By early afternoon, we're going to be climbing through the lower 90s, and we're going to top out around 93, maybe 94 later today with those brisk south winds still at around 10 to 20, but that heat index around 99, maybe 100 later on today. So we'll talk about the rest of the week and get into those rain chances coming up here in just a little bit. But now over to Erica, checking on traffic.
Greg, thank you. 5:01, and that one crash that I was watching in the downtown Dallas area right near the zoo on 35 East southbound, it just cleared within the last few seconds. So we are actually crash free at the moment across North Texas, which is fantastic, at least from what I'm seeing reports of at this very moment. So 75 drive here across Collin County and 15th Street moving very nicely. No issues for that commute across Plano. Rockwall County looking great as well. State Highway 205 drive and I-30. No issues, no delays, just a few cars out here starting their morning drive. And as far as what we're seeing on the map this morning, a lot of green out here as you get ready to head out the door. Again, nothing big to slow you down out here just yet. Dia, I'll send things over to you.
All right, Erica, thank you. New overnight, police say street racing is to blame for a deadly crash in Duncanville. It happened before 9 o'clock last night on West Wheatland Road and South Cedar Ridge Drive. Police say 3 people were killed when 2 cars crashed, and one of those cars had been racing. 2 women died at the scene. 2 minors were also taken to the hospital. One of them died, and the other is still in critical condition. The driver of that racing car did not have any major injuries.
We could possibly learn the verdict in the track meet stabbing trial today.
The case is now in its final phase after the defense rested yesterday, trying to change the court's mind about what led to the deadly confrontation between 2 teenagers.
Chris Sadeghi is live outside the Collin County Courthouse as we expect to hear closing arguments in just a few hours.
Yes, Matt, those closing arguments should take place this morning, and it all happens after a surprise move that left many in the courtroom exactly that, very surprised at the occurrence. All that's left to do for both sides to present their closing argument, and then the jury will begin deliberations. The judge told them if they do not reach a verdict at the day's end, they will be sequestered at a local hotel. We've reached this point because after calling a few more athletes who were at the track meet that day to the stand, the defense rested on Monday afternoon, and immediately following, the state said they would not present any rebuttal witnesses. That means neither Carmelo Anthony or Austin Metcalf's brother Hunter will testify, although it's possible they could be called in a punishment phase if the jury convicts Anthony. Our legal expert Bree West was in the courtroom yesterday. She spoke on our After the Trial special about the surprise in the courtroom when the defense rested.
There was almost an audible gab. I mean, people were shocked. It seemed to come out of nowhere. Nobody anticipated that. I think most people thought that Carmelo Anthony was going to testify.
Now, one more thing we will be watching this morning. The 2 sides spent the afternoon preparing the formal charge. We will be watching to see if they include the lesser charge of manslaughter as an option for the jury if they convict. Manslaughter carries a punishment range between 2 and 20 years. If they convict on murder, that carries a punishment range between 5 and 99 years. Matt and Dia, back to you.
All right, Chris, thank you for that. Make sure you stay with us for updates on when the jury gets the case, as well as live coverage once a verdict comes in. You can also watch our After the Trial coverage every night at 8 p.m. on WFAA+. In 24 hours, the Dallas City Council could vote on the fate of the iconic City Hall.
But 3 council members have filed a lawsuit hoping to stop that vote. Council members Adam Basildua, Paula Blackman, and Kara Mendelson filed an emergency petition accusing the city of trying to ram through a decision on short notice. The building's future has been up for debate for months. We've talked about it a lot here on Daybreak, whether to repair the building for an estimated cost topping $1 billion or move to a new building altogether. In a statement, Basildua said it's an irreplaceable landmark and the decision needs more transparency and public input. We reached out to the city on this, which says it will not comment on pending litigation.
Now let's get you 3 things that you need to know this morning. Texas now has 4 confirmed cases of a deadly parasite, and there's 1 more just across the border in New Mexico. We're talking about the New World screwworm. In Texas, it's been found in livestock, 3 calves, and a goat. The New Mexico case involves a small dog. The parasite feeds on live flesh and has led to quarantine zones along the border. Texas is also building a factory of sterile flies that could help stop the screwworm's reproduction. A vote could come today for a new data center complex in Hood County. Commissioners gave conditional approval for the project, but they still needed to get some more information about traffic impact and water use. Residents have packed meetings with concerns about how the development could impact their homes and nearby Dinosaur Valley Park. That meeting is set for 9 a.m. You can watch Team Sweden prepare today for its first FIFA World Cup match. There's an open training session for fans starting at 10 this morning at FC Dallas Stadium in Frisco. Sweden is set to play Tunisia on Sunday.
All right, celebrations across San Antonio last night as the Spurs stopped the New York Knicks from taking another win in the NBA Finals. The Knicks turned around a double-digit deficit with a 42-point second quarter.
But the Spurs inched on back in the third, came out on top in the end, pulling a few points ahead to win and end the game. But the win for the night, they're still behind in the series, 2 games to 1.
I mean, we said coming into the game, you know, they're going to have their runs, they're going to make shots. And when that happens, you know, just stick together, stay poised, and, just really play together. And I feel like we did that for a majority of the 48 minutes, and I feel like that's why we came out on top.
All right, Game 4 stays in New York. A star-studded crowd there last night at Madison Square Garden. Tip-off set for 7:30 tomorrow night right here on WFAA.